Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to go through artifacts, how to get them, what they are, the artifact foundry, basically all that good stuff. So artifacts themselves, if I can find the right chest, use these materials to craft. They're the rare materials. You can get these from bosses. Hellgates are a very good source of them, either from other players or just from the boss itself. Basically any elite mob, from my understanding, any boss mob can drop these, and they craft gear equivalent to a tier higher than what they are. So this tier 4 druidic inscription crafts a druidic staff, would actually craft, while it crafts a tier 4 staff, that would have the item power of a tier 5 staff. Artifacts are always one up, if that makes sense. So how to get these? Now, first thing you can do is use these runes here to basically gamble. We'll go through and have a look at that now. Basically you can gamble them to try and get the right one. It costs 36 for a randomized gamble, which means you gamble anything. It costs 50, I believe, to gamble for a specific class. So if I wanted to get, for example, the Heron Spear artifact, I would have to gamble through bows, and that would cost me 50. If I wanted to risk it and just go for anything, I could do it through randomized and have a lower chance, but it costs me less. So this is the screen you'll see. This gets quite confusing, so I'm going to go through it quickly. These are all your tiers of runes and artifacts that you'll be using. This is tier 4 to tier 8 because you can't do anything before that. These are whether you want to use rune, souls or relics. I've only seen runes and souls drop. I don't actually know where you get relics from at this point. It's something I'm looking into. I believe different artifacts drop based on which ones you get. Yes, they do. So depending on what you want, if I wanted, for example, the expert scythe, I would have to go and get 50 souls to roll a warrior one to potentially get that scythe. There's a lot of luck involved if you want to use your souls in this way. So you've got, let's say, runes, souls, relics, and on the bottom it is warrior, mage, bow, and then random. Random obviously only costs 36, which is good. And you've got a lot of different artifacts that you could do if you go for random. The second one is salvage. You can use this to salvage like artifact items, and it will give you runes back. I don't know if you can salvage normal stuff. Yeah, you can. So you can salvage normal stuff. If you salvage artifact stuff, you also get the runes back, a couple of runes back and things like that. So it's a good way to try, and if you don't get the right one, putting them back in and seeing if you can do it. You've got enchant. Enchanting allows you to enchant a weapon to an item to the next tier, if that makes sense. So this is a tier 4.1 cleric cowl. I could use 24 souls to get it to tier 4.2. And again, we can do this with the knight, and it would use the tier 4 materials because it's a tier 4 boot, and it would cost me 24 to up it. Weapons are quite expensive to do and almost never worth it unless it's some like amazing weapon, but no one's really running around with that now. You've also got the transmute things. This again, it's very similar to crafting. You can craft upwards, or actually you can craft sideways on this as well. So it takes me 20 adept runes would get me a soul, and then 20 souls gets a relic. So relics definitely seem like the big ones to try and get. Yeah, so like I said before, artifacts are always a tier equivalent to a tier higher than they are. So if you craft a tier 4 artifact, it's equivalent to a tier 5 item, which is then if you start adding like tier 4.1 artifacts, it's going to have a similar item power to something 2 tiers above it. So they do get strong very quickly, and for what they are, they're quite easy to get hold of. Also very expensive at the moment if you get the right ones, so it's something to look at selling if you do get the good ones. But other than that, guys, hope this has been helpful. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, you get it all. Stop by the Twitch. Catch you later, guys.